Let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi everybody and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and I have two guests with me today. Jeremy, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
And Eric. It's so good to see you guys. Boy, did we have fun the other night. You had an event that will, it'd be hard to match that event. So much fun. And of course, we do need to address the need for, why do we have events like that, Eric?
Well, just like all nonprofits, the economy has kind of turned, and people aren't donating as much as they used to. I think people are a little worried about where the economy is going, and so we do these fundraisers to offset the deficit in just organic donations. Plus, it's a great time, and people come out and they learn more about Bella.
And I think that is really, really true, because you not only need to raise the funds, but you need to have the people enjoy the environment, the atmosphere, the fun. It needs to be fun. We have to try harder to make it fun.
Absolutely.
So, and that's the bottom line. And you're right, times are tough. People are pulling in a little bit, but it takes so little from an individual if every individual would do it. And that is the bottom line, folks. So, Jeremy, you put on a great event.
It was great.
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun.
Oh, I had a fantastic time. And we went out and we took some interviews. We got some interviews with Barry Switzer and his wife. And, you and Cherokee. It was wonderful. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to show you that. You want to see it?
Great,
yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, Dog Talk viewers, have you ever thought, I want Pat to talk about what I want to talk about? Well, you can email her at pat@dogtalktv.com and go ahead and Facebook us too using your phone. Facebook.com/dogtalktv. Back to the show.
Bella Foundation is having a wonderful event tonight, and the Switzers are here. How are you, Coach?
I'm fine.
How are you, Becky?
I'm great, thank you.
And so good to see you.
Thank you.
And so nice of you to come. You have been involved with dogs and animals in general, and I am so impressed with all of the projects that you have and everything. How did you get into the dog thing, Becky?
Well, I've always loved dogs, and after the bombing in '95, and I think we all witnessed what our dogs did for us in the bombing and rescue and recovery, and I was just fascinated by search and rescue dogs, and have been, and slowly found my way through. And of course, we rescue all kinds of dogs.
I saw a picture of you and two beautiful German Shepherds.
Yes, we have 5.
Well, actually, there's 4 more.
Yeah, we have quite
Let's see, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
And we have 1 lab, 1 yellow lab I took to the vet this morning.
Excellent. Well, that's 4 German Shepherds and 1 lab.
Right.
That sounds like it's pretty stacked to me.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah. So tell me about, you have the project that you had started with the search and rescue, and I had talked with Wilma Melville, and she is so intent on helping you guys and get you started on this thing, and she was so appreciative. And of course, it helps across the board, because this whole country can use these dogs, and does. And we, of course, send them to other countries. So they are so valuable. And that is the whole point, finding the right dog, right?
Correct.
One that will...
1 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
1 out of
We go to
1,000.
every rescue. We've been to Kansas City. We've been all around the country. We have people that are experts out there looking for these dogs right now that it's so difficult to find.
It is so difficult. And most of our law enforcement officers do go abroad to get theirs. And of course, it's a little different kind of dog.
Right.
But it can be any breed of dog.
Right.
And that's the wonderful thing about it. It doesn't have to be a Malinois or a Shepherd or one of these
Doesn't
dogs.
have to be a purebred.
Doesn't have to be a purebred.
Rescue dog. Or
That's exactly
just
right.
a dog that fits, that can do all the physical testing, and then
That's it.
Then pass the
Pass the
training.
test, exactly, the training, and that's the bottom line. Well, we are so thankful that you guys have started in on this project. So what brings you here tonight?
Well, I love Bella. I love that they will rescue dogs and foster them, not put them in the shelter. The shelters are full, and they do a great job, but we don't want dogs put down. We want dogs fostered and then adopted.
Yes, you know, and that's the whole thing. Nearly every organization, nearly every rescue has a foster foundation. And the more fosters that they can get, the dogs are put into the homes, are treated like the family. They learn things. They become much more, what? Adoptable.
Right.
And that is the whole key.
I would like to have every major city in the country have a 18-wheeler that could take to a demographic that could spay all and neuter all the animals, cats, dogs, free.
That's an
Just
excellent idea.
Take it right to the neighborhoods, because even though it's free at the shelters, no one will bring them. No one will make the distance of trips. We need to go to them. That's how you stop the problem
exactly
of
right.
overpopulation.
That's
of
exactly
animals.
right. And I am really concerned with our rural areas.
Absolutely.
Because this is the place, these are the areas that really need the spay and neuter clinics.
That they could be, if the cities could be able to function with these trucks, and 18-wheelers would be, they're like EMS for the
Can you
humans.
drive one?
No, I would not, obviously. But you can form the operations 3 or 4 dogs in an 18-wheeler. I mean, it could be beautiful.
It's
I've seen
certainly
them.
possible.
Neuter
And
scooters,
of
what
course,
they're called.
oh yes, absolutely, you know, and there are pilots that fly them in and out of our state, you know, and our state is kind of beleaguered with this kind of thing.
But the rural communities could lease them for us free, for a small amount from the cities, and take them to the smaller communities.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
accomplish the same thing.
Absolutely, and it would help with, as you say, the rate of euthanasia.
Right.
So, well, we thank you so much, guys. It has just been our pleasure, and thanks for attending, and thanks for lending your name, your love, and your hearts to these projects.
Our
Thank
dogs
you.
asked us to.
And you responded.
As you
I
bet.
love that. How fantastic. This is the event.
It is.
Oh man, Jeremy, are you excited?
I'm very excited.
And you've done all this work, Cherokee. This is a fantastic facility.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you can get lost in this place. It is so gorgeous.
Well, it's worth coming to the event just to take a tour of this fantastic
oh,
house.
it is. And to meet the Switzers and talk with them, they are such dog people. You know, that's the thing that really turns me on, because they are so excited about all the projects that they are doing. And of course, they told me they love Bella.
We're thrilled to have their
Yes,
support. We
yes.
are so thrilled to have their support, and they're just big animal advocates. And when we approached them and said, would you help us with this? We're trying to raise some money. They said, absolutely, let's set a date.
And it took about a year for this to all come
It
to.
did.
Because we thought about it about a year ago.
Right.
And then to get everybody to agree, because it's a lot to ask somebody to borrow their house, and it's a lot to ask the Switzers to come, and
Right.
then everybody had to get their dates together. So this event has been a year in the making.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, this is the thing that always amazes me, is that you say people, it takes a long time, but you know, people who love animals, as obviously I've seen some dog beds around here in this
Right.
house, people who love animals are very gracious about that.
Absolutely.
And most of the time they will say, sure, just like the Switzers did.
Right.
We need more of these.
We do. We
do.
want to do it every year.
We do.
Do it twice a year.
Yes, or
I
3 times a year.
Oh, absolutely. It would be
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we all are so excited about it. So I'm going to let you guys get to your guests, and we're going to just enjoy ourselves.
Thank you,
Great.
Pat. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, and we appreciate Dog Talk.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Eric, it is so good to see you.
Good to see you.
You know, I have missed you in all of these events. You kind of backed off for a
Yeah,
while.
I have. I've kind of taken a step back and let some new people take the reins of Bella.
Well, you know, you worked so hard, you probably deserve this little brief respite. You know, it's a hard thing to do. It is not easy.
It
and
is.
you get so emotionally involved as well, you know, as physically, and it can be very stressful.
It is. And until you know you have people in place that can continue, then it's hard to make that decision. But I know that the board that we have and the staff that we have, they're going to continue the organization.
Yeah. Oh, I talked with Jeremy. He's just really gung ho on it, you know, and Cherokee is still
Absolutely.
hanging in there. So you've got a good group. There's no doubt
Absolutely.
about that. You made a great choice.
Right. Absolutely.
So, but you're not going to just disappear.
No, I'll still be a part of the board. I still have another term as a board member, and then I'll take a role as an ex officio as the founder. So I'll always be there, you know, with a watchful eye.
Oh, that's good, because obviously you were the founder, and with your little dog Bella, you know, created this wonderful organization which just gets larger and larger and more important, and I am so always impressed each year.
I appreciate that.
It just gets better and better.
Thank you.
No, we thank you. And hope to see you soon.
You will. You will.
Unbelievable. Was that fun or what?
It
You
was
guys
great.
did
Great
such a fantastic job. I tell you, I hope you do it again.
We will.
All
Hope so.
right.
We will,
I mean,
absolutely.
everybody there had such a good time, and that's the bottom line. So, you know, we hope that you will keep us updated of what's going on, and the next event will be there, and just let us know, okay?
Absolutely, we
And
will.
we appreciate both of you guys, all of your organization. We're going to take a quick break, folks, and when we come back, we've got some puppies to show you.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
How about this, guys? We are just loaded over here with with our laps filled with chows.
Fluff.
And
Filled with fluff.
A lot of fluff, no doubt. Jim Bob, how are you?
Just fine. How
I
about
mean,
you?
it's good to see you.
You too.
And you called me and you said, Pat, I've got a litter. And I went, oh my gosh, bring them on. So we're talking about chows today. And this is a very, very interesting breed. As a matter of fact, about 2,000 years ago, they came up with this kind of breed in China. And they used them for actually hunting birds. They used them for pulling sleds. They used them as shepherding dogs, guarding the sheep and what have you. And they are a wonderful breed, folks. They really are. They get very, very close to the family, very close to one person, as a matter of fact, they can really bond with. They come in the different colors. This is gold and beige and black and gray and
snuggly.
And snuggly. And of course, in China, they were called the lion faces because they looked like a little lion and that sort of thing. So how many litters do you have a year now, tell me?
I only have one litter a year.
Good for you. And folks, this is the bottom line. Jim Bob does a great job because he breeds for a certain thing, a certain quality of his, yes, I see you, a certain quality of his breed, and he breeds just one breeding a year. And so that gives him time and energy, and the dogs, you know, throw the beautiful these beautiful puppies. And so these are available, and if a person wanted one of these dogs, how would they get them? You have a phone number available?
I got a phone number.
And what would that be?
It's area code 405-990-3976.
And you live in Edmond?
Crescent.
In Crescent. And so you're very, very close. And folks, I would highly recommend one of these dogs. Now, they can be a little standoffish with strangers. This is kind of what makes them a good guard dog. But they do get along well, you know, raised with kids and raised with other dogs.
This one's on like a perch here, like a guard dog. Overseas, like, nah,
They are so precious, so adorable.
I love him.
Exactly. And I love it that they have the different colors, and that's just so fascinating. So we thank you so much for bringing them today. I would keep all of them, you know, if I could. If I already didn't have 7 of them, I would keep every one of them. So which is your favorite color?
I like the black one or the red one.
The black ones and the red ones. See, I like the lighter colored ones. The cream is really good. And the gold, of course, is pretty standard. Most of the chows that you see are this gold color, which is what this guy, now what is his name? He is the
Hondo.
stud.
Yep.
It's
Hondo.
Hondo, and he is We aren't seeing his best side right now, but he has a beautiful face and beautiful air about him.
He's just looking after his kin here.
That's what he's doing.
Keeping an eye on him.
That is what he's doing. That is what he's doing. But they're wonderful. They do require some grooming and that sort of thing. And during the heat, you have to keep them, in where it's comfortable and cool. And but they make great companions, and they are beautiful dogs. Thank you so much, Jim Bob. Thank you for coming.
This is the greatest segment of all time. I had so much fun.
Now you cannot have one either. You have Duke.
Yeah, I'll trade.
I don't think Janice would go for that. Yeah. Well, this has been great. We're going to take a quick break. We don't want to, but we have to. And when we come back, Trish Clark is here with a question for us all.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
From the Chows to the pugs, these little dogs are fantastic. They can't pull sleds. They can't hunt birds.
They may try.
But they are great companions. And Trish is with us today. And Tracy, how are you?
Very good.
We had come, how can I put this? We have the need to express ourselves on an issue which I think concerns everybody. And that is how to choose a veterinarian. Some of us have bad experiences with them, frankly. And that can be for a lot of reasons. Now, Trish, you had kind of an interesting experience with this dog.
I did. This is my dog Peanut. He's a rescue, and a couple of months ago, he got really sick, and so we had just moved to a new area, and I hadn't, established a new vet yet in where we had moved to, and so I'd called my old vet, which is where he'd been seen for numerous years. And I said, look, I'm on my way to work. I said, I need to drop him off. He's really sick. I said, I just want to have him looked at, and then they can call me, after the vet's looked at him. And the receptionist, she was extremely rude, and she said, we don't have time for him today. And I said, but you don't understand. My dog is extremely sick, and I'm just dropping him off. I just take 5 minutes sometime today to take a look at him and let me know what's going on. She goes, no, you don't seem to understand. The vet cannot be seen, he cannot be seen today. If you feel like it's that much of an emergency, you either need to find a new vet or go to the emergency clinic.
Well, I would be out of there in an instant.
I was dumbfounded.
And it is true, a lot of times the people who are the receptionists have a great deal to do with keeping the peace for every person who comes in there. But for an emergency, it's unconscionable. And a lot of people have these experiences, and choosing a veterinarian is very, very difficult. And you've worked for veterinarians before, so you know this, Tracy.
Yes.
The importance of choosing. People usually go to those facilities which are closest to them.
Yes.
And that is a mistake. I would recommend researching it every single time, because every dog, when you take one in, I know very few who go in happily.
Yes.
Yes. They always have to have needles, in them. They always have to have exams that can be rough. A really good veterinarian, number one, has an receptionist who is very gracious, who will try to be of help.
Yeah, now I have to tell you, so I took their advice and found a new vet that day, and the veterinarian that I found, I absolutely adore their whole staff. They're amazing.
You want to mention who it is?
Dr. Rex Johnson at Edmond East Animal Hospital.
Well, there's a recommendation for you.
I really love him. I took him in, within 10 minutes, they looked at him. He goes, I think he has pancreatitis. I need to do some more tests. And I said, well, how long will it be to get the test results? He's like, 20 minutes, which my other vet would have been a day or 2 days.
That's so important. And a lot of times, and I'm sure Tracy will agree, a veterinarian, you can ask. You ask these questions. Do you have, are you the only veterinarian here? Do you use a vet tech? When how much surgery do you do? You know, do you have the facility with the equipment to diagnose my dog? You know, how long does it take, you know, to get blood tests back and things like that? You know, we found it very, very interesting because we actually went like a man on the street, and we found at an event that they were having for some obedience trainers, we interviewed them and got their opinions. Now they tell it straight. Would you like to see that?
I would love to see it.
Let's go. So, ladies, I am very interested in knowing your opinions about choosing a veterinarian, or any experiences that you have that you might hand on to tell people what is available, to tell people how to handle it, that sort of thing. What can you say?
There are two reasons I can think of offhand why you would want to take a dog to a vet. One is to maintain its health on a regular basis. The second thing is an emergency. Consider the second thing. You want a clinic that is close to your house. I live in Houston. I don't want to drive 30 miles to Pasadena, even though it might be the best vet in the world. I want somebody who is local, somebody who has some knowledge, and somebody who likes my dogs. I go in and do a normal, you know, just check my puppy over or do the nails, see how the dog reacts, and if everything's fine, I'll use that vet.
Great. Claire, what do you think?
Well, I always tell people that they need to have someone that they can really communicate with and that they're comfortable with, because they're the partner for their animals, their dog's health care. And nowadays, some people want to think about a vet who may have holistic practices as well as what we consider the traditional medical practice, and so some people want to look for that. I also had a situation with my current dog who was really taken care of badly at a veterinarian's and became even more phobic about having his feet handled. So when a new young veterinarian that I knew was going out on her own, I said, can I just start coming by? And we did a gradual desensitization, which started with him walking in the office, me giving him a treat and leaving, and now he can have all of his blood work done without any restraint. And so it's not just the medicine, it can be the behavior.
Connie, what do you think? I know you have worked in a vet clinic.
Right, as a professional groomer, a trainer, a behavioralist, and a previous veterinary assistant, we always loved it when people would call and say, I have a new puppy, and we'd say, come and visit. And they would come, they would visit, they would see all the, people, they would walk through the rooms, and then we would send them home, and then we would schedule their appointment. And that's probably one of the easiest ways to start establishing. My element is relationship, relationship, relationship. You have to build a relationship with your dog builds a relationship with you, you build a relationship with your veterinarian, the veterinarian clientele or the clientele staff that is there. Feel comfortable. Don't hesitate to walk away. Don't hesitate to question those veterinarians, to do interviews. If you don't like something, there are other good veterinarians out there. Talk to people. Talk to your other professional dog people. Talk to other people, your neighbors, in fact. Get information and ask, where can I go? And look for your specialist to do your specialty work.
Yeah, Helen, what do you think?
I've also worked for veterinarians in the capacity of training and behavior work, and I have two daughters who are veterinary nurses. So I always tell folks, look at the big picture. Do what you would do if you're going to a restaurant. Ask to go back in the treatment area, the kennel area. They may not let you, but when you see lines on the floor, if you see anything that's not clean, if you see techs that look like they really don't know what they're doing or really don't care, leave. And I'm in an area with a lot of low cost, what I call country vets. Nothing wrong with that, but the medical care is not always the best, and you need to just investigate before you invest your money with that vet.
Yeah, so
Okay, I agree with what everybody has said. I think it's important to interview a vet before you take your puppy in. Call up, say, can I have a consultation? I'll pay for it, that's fine. I also think it's important that you understand what you're looking for in a vet. Some people are looking for a high-level, high-tech vet, and dollars don't count. Other people are more interested in your country vet, where the level of care may not be as good, but they're also not going to walk in and think you have an open credit card. The other thing that I think it's really important is to be aware of where your vet school veterinary clinics are, because a lot of times you can go there in emergency situations or things that, you know, your local vet can't handle.
Exactly. So what do you think?
I come from a small area where we don't have a huge choice of vets. So some of the things I would tell my clients are, please build that relationship, but also, do they have 24-hour care for their clients? When an emergency comes up, the last thing you want to do is get an answering machine that sends you to a clinic that's 100 miles away. So question your vet on things like that. Do you offer 24-hour? What about, can I drop my dog off? How are you staffed? Just some simple questions that give you a better insight on what type of things might happen in the case of an emergency.
Mm-hmm. So basically, I think I hear from all of you that you're saying communication is the first thing, and how you perceive the vet. Going for an interview for him, you know, is very important. If you have a situation that is negative, change veterinarians. So the important thing, what would you say in a one-word situation that means the most to you then?
Confidence.
Trust.
Consult.
Knowledge about your particular breed.
I agree with everybody, the same things.
Yeah. An ability to diagnose and send on to someone if they cannot handle it.
So what would be the most important thing for you if you had a vet that is a small clinic vet who does not have the technology or the machines to do the kind of thing that it takes? Would you trust them for referrals?
I would, but I'd also take the time to investigate that veterinarian and get referrals, you know, other referrals, or check them out before I move on. Just because there's a referral doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good referral.
Exactly. Thank you so much, ladies. That is just stellar. I appreciate it. Well, we hope you take it to heart, guys, because it is really so important, choosing the right vet. And speaking of the right vet, you guys are having like a microchip clinic and everything over at Trisha's.
Yes, we do.
Microchips are so important of finding your dogs and stuff.
Yeah, VIP Pet Clinic is in our Oklahoma City store every Saturday from 1 to 2:30, and then every other Sunday in our Edmond store, also 1 to 2:30.
So you get different kinds of medications, different kinds of the microchip and everything.
Heartworm testing.
Wonderful.
We do heartworm testing.
Excellent.
Affordable vaccines.
Works for me.
We sell flea and tick and heartworm.
All right. All right.
And the one thing I definitely want to point out is it's $18 microchipping. There is no additional fee. There's
That's
no
excellent.
Annual
and it is
fee.
so important.
Yeah, I mean, they register it for you, so there's nothing you need to do. Yeah, it's all done.
Yes.
Folks, take it to heart. There is this available service out there. Go to A1 Pet Emporium. You've got a new store coming out.
We do.
All right. We can't wait to hear about that.
City.
Yes.
We've had a great show today, guys. We appreciate it so much. Let us know what you'd like to hear, who you'd like to hear from, and we'll do it. Take care.
Dogs. We're talking about dogs.